Have you ever wanted to see the world through the eyes of people who lived before us? Old photographs are not just images, they are real windows into the past that help us better understand how life changed, what our ancestors dreamed about, and what brought them joy. In this episode, I'll show you rare shots that captured amazing moments, vivid events, and the genuine emotions of people from the past. Get ready for a fascinating journey that will awaken a sense of nostalgia and curiosity about history in you. This is Black Panda with you, and we're getting started. A woman is goofing around during a photo shoot. The end of the year 1800. The largest horse in the world, 1928. Its height at the withers is 2 meters and 20 centimeters, and its weight is 1,520 kilograms. Audrey Hepburn and her Yorkshire Terrier, Mr. Famous. The year is 1960. It was Hepburn who first made Yorkshire Terriers fashionable as household pets. A dog of this breed named Mr. Famous became the actress's companion in films such as Funny Face and The Children's Hour. May 25, 1972. San Francisco, San Quentin Prison. The escapee left this mannequin in his cell and disappeared. A waiter on skates. St. Moritz, Switzerland. The year 1932. Marilyn Monroe photographed between takes without her signature smile in 1957. But still beautiful. Protests against the Beatles, Japan, 1966. Protests held by conservative Japanese around the Tokyo Hilton Hotel, where the Beatles were staying for their concert. Members of the Finnish gang, Antti Aisatalo and Antti Ranenjärvi, are under arrest by the police, year 1869. Children with autism tied to a radiator. Spain, 1982. This was probably how treatment was done. Spaghetti eating contest. Fair in Soho, London, England, 1958. The history of speed eating contests didn't start with fast food or television, but with village fairs, where farmers invited guests to compete in speed and appetite. Whoever could eat an apple, a pumpkin, or a serving of fresh vegetables the fastest was considered the winner. These were friendly, almost family-like competitions, where not only skill mattered, but also the connection to the land, to food, and to tradition. However, by the 1910s to the 1940s, such events had made their way to America. Eating contests became a part of street festivals, circus performances, and promotional campaigns. They were used not only by food manufacturers, but also by companies selling tableware, kitchen appliances, and even cars. After all, the more food there was, the greater the audience's excitement. England also didn't stay on the sidelines and actively took part in organizing such contests, keeping up with the United States. Tea break at the open-air Holborn Oasis swimming pool in London, 1955. A rabbi of the British Army, 1910, United Kingdom. Westminster students are heading to their chemical defense exam. The year is 1938. Chippendale's nightclub. The first strip club in Los Angeles. The year 1979. It turns out that same-sex marriages have been happening for a very long time. In 1901, Marcela Gracia Ibias and Elisa Sanchez Lirio got married. Elisa was hiding, disguising herself as a man named Mario. But looking at the photo, I wouldn't say that's a woman. That's a very convincing man, actually. What do you think? Share your opinion in the comments. Two vacationers are enjoying the heat on the beach in Blackpool, Lancashire. In the background, you can see the famous Blackpool Tower in the year 1934. A girl cools off in Hyde Park during the Rolling Stones show in 1969. The Ice Cream Man. Constantinople, 1898. Ice cream vendors of the 19th century were not just merchants, they were keepers of coolness and joy. In an era when cold was preserved not in refrigerators, but in tubs of ice covered with cloth. Back then, ice cream was a delicacy not everyone could afford. But even then, it drew crowds of children and adults alike. The vendors carried their boxes on their backs or shoulders, and some even used small carts. They offered not only ice cream, but also fruit drinks, sorbets, and sweet ice chips, everything that could refresh you on a hot day. Interestingly, the recipes were passed from hand to hand, and some masters even added exotic spices, citrus fruits, or floral infusions to their ice cream to surprise and delight their customers. The house where Shakespeare was born is in the town of Stratford-upon-Avon. The photo was taken in the year 1850. A fire crew with a steam-powered pump is heading out to put out a fire. The year is 1906. On board a plane flying from Berlin to Paris. The year is 1929. A woman is using the first, and possibly the last, potato vending machine in the United Kingdom. Chelsea, 1962. Karl Landsteiner, New York, 1930. He was an Austrian-American biologist, physician, and immunologist. In 1900, Karl identified the main blood groups. In 1937, he determined the Rh factor, which allowed doctors to transfuse blood without endangering the patient's life. A couple in love on the banks of the Seine. Paris, 1944. Lufthansa airplanes draft the year 1960s. A special device for correcting the shape of the nose. 1944. A unique beauty contest for the most beautiful eyes in the United Kingdom. The year is 1936. A sailor with an armful of puddings. In the 1940s. A sailor from the British battleship HMS Victory is holding 9 bowls of pudding, each covered with a clean cloth. It was joy on a plate. A small festive miracle in the midst of the harsh life at sea. If you look closely, it becomes clear that this person has been through a lot. His smile is open and almost childlike, but it hides a story that's far from simple. Rotten or even missing teeth are a reminder of a time when hygiene depended not on desire, but on the conditions of service and the availability of resources. The 14th Dalai Lama, 1937. The last Russian Emperor, Nicholas II. School dances, USA. In the 1950s, this photo has already appeared in one of my videos. I really like it, so I decided to post it again. Flood in Moscow, April 11th, 1908. The Nun's Vacation. The year is 1960. At the coronation of King George VI. London, 1937. Not wanting to miss a single second of the coronation of George VI, Londoners spent the night in Trafalgar Square. Some settled on benches, while others lay right on newspapers. By morning, one of the most exhausted spectators from the sleepless wait was sound asleep, even as the ceremony had already begun. A man steps over a large puddle in London during a heavy downpour. The year is 1934. Pancake races in Newport, United Kingdom, 1975. Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day. This day is celebrated in several countries: the United Kingdom, Canada, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and even in some states in the USA. The tradition is simple and delicious. People make pancakes, thin, hot, with sugar, with lemon juice. But the real charm of the day lies in the pancake races, which are especially lively in the English town of Olney. Women are taking part in an unusual 400-meter race, holding a frying pan with a pancake in one hand and flipping it twice with the other on their way to the finish line. Speed, agility, and control, all for the sake of victory and, of course, fun. It is believed that this tradition originated way back in 1445, when one of the local women got so caught up in cooking that, upon hearing the church bells, she ran out into the street with a frying pan in her hand and hurried to the church, flipping her pancake so it wouldn't burn. That's how an ordinary rush turned into a celebration, where every step is filled with laughter and the air is filled with the aroma of fresh pancakes. Moscow, 1917. A line for bread. A photograph that makes you stop and think. People are standing in line for bread in the Russian Empire, and every frame is a story of survival and hope. Harry Houdini entertains the crowd. Vancouver, March 1st, 1923. And this is how in-flight refueling of an airplane was done back in 1921. Each of these photos is like a page from a book that we're flipping through together. They remind us that history isn't just about dates, but also about real emotions, dreams, and moments. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. I hope you really enjoyed today's selection of historical photographs. The best way to show your appreciation is with a like, subscribing to the channel, and of course, leaving a comment. This was Black Panda with you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.